It's the Spotlight. Tonight, we are one of Britain's brightest young stand-ups. Please welcome the fantastic Jacob Hawley!
Ladies and gentlemen, it's lovely to be here in London. Give me a cheer if you live in London. Right, I come from a place called Stevenage. More than it deserves. Very sort of like rough factory town just outside of London, very grim place. But now I live in London, ladies and gentlemen. I've got myself an arts degree, a vegan girlfriend, and an almost convincing concern for climate change. I am getting properly middle class, boys and girls. I drink bottled beer, not just at Christmas. Charcuterie. I don't eat it, but I do now know what it is, right? It's funny, though, like, comedy's a very middle-class industry. I didn't realise this till I started doing it. I often end up in situations where I don't really feel like I fit in. Recently, did a gig at a private members club, right? And as part of the payment for the gig, they gave me a membership to the private members club. That membership lasted precisely 1 evening. So I'd never been to one of these places before. I didn't really know how they worked, right? I was doing the show, I was looking at the price list to be a member. £3 a year to be a member of this club. I couldn't work it out. It's just a bar and seats. Why would you pay that? I assumed that what it must be is that you pay £3,000 a year and whenever you go in, they give you free drinks. Yeah, I confused the business model of the Ivy's Private Members Club with the business model of an 18 to 30s package holiday. So after the show, they say to me, here's your membership, come back whenever you want. I was like, well, obviously I'm coming back tomorrow, right? I went back the next day, my best friend, Big Dave, which was nice for everyone involved, because Big Dave had never seen a private members club before, and the private members had never seen a Big Dave before. And I love a night out at Big Dave. We have a properly blokely night out, do you know what I mean? Proper blokey stuff. We talk boxing, we talk UFC, we talk other various forms of fighting. And if either of us tries to initiate an actual conversation about meaningful stuff, we shut that right down by saying, would you like some more alcohol, right? Had a great time. These private members clubs are beautiful places. If you've ever been, amazing stuff, right? Like we went to the toilet. The toilets were nicer than most of the places that I've been on holiday, okay? Like, the urinal was made of marble. They're pissing on marble. Like, me and Big Dave went for a piss together, right? And I've pissed next to Big Dave many times in my life. I know that when Big Dave pisses, he likes to spit. It's what builders do. I don't know whether they teach them that at the job interview. I don't know why they start doing it, but whenever he pisses, he spits. We went for a piss together. I watched him approach the urinal. He unzipped his zipper, got his little todger out, hucked back his spit, went to piss, looked down at the urinal, went, swallowed it. That's how nice these toilets were, right? We had an amazing night, drank all night. At the end of the night, we go back to the bar. They give us this horrible piece of paper with these awful numbers on it. Turns out we owe them £400. And after some very regrettable miscommunication, they tell us that we're being kicked out. They're calling security. We are now persona non grata. Oh. Persona non grata. I remember getting physically dragged out by security and even in that moment thinking to myself, oh my God, you know it's a classy gaff when they kick you out in Latin. I spend my time nowadays with much more middle-class people. They talk about very different things to the stuff that me and my mates spoke about when we were growing up. They talk about their feelings all the time, talk about their mental health. Ugh. I couldn't have spoke about that stuff where I grew up at the school that I went to. If I tried to talk about my mental health, everyone would have just called me gay. It was that kind of school. You got called gay for doing anything, for listening to Wham, for wearing pink, for shagging Craig. It's funny, in the UK we have this narrative, don't we? We have to talk about our feelings, we have to open up, we have to talk about our mental health, especially men. We say it all the time, we have to talk about our mental health as men. Like, as a man, I get targeted adverts on my phone from the NHS trying to make me talk about my mental health. But because they're made for men, these adverts, they're written with all the subtlety of a fucking Lynx advert. So I'll just be scrolling on my phone and I'll just get an advert of a bald man staring down the camera going, oi, lads, have you got some mental health? Of course you have, you're not a pussy, are you? Talk about it. like, mate, I'm trying to buy trainers. And it is lovely that the government pay for these adverts on my phone. It'd be even nicer if they pay for some therapists on the NHS. It's almost as though it's cheaper to pay for us to be each other's therapists than it is to pay for proper therapists. Do you know what I mean? And the problem is, I can't do it. I can't be therapist for my mate because I don't know how to have those conversations. I'll meet my mates down the pub and I'll be like, how you doing, mate? And because my mates are normal, they'll be like, I'm all right, how are you? But because I've seen all these adverts on my phone, I'm like, no, how you really doing, mate? How's your feeling? How's your mental health, right? And every now and then they'll be like, oh, mate, do you know what? I feel like every morning I wake up and I've got this, like, physical weight on my shoulder of anxiety and stress, and I don't know what to do about it. I don't want to get out of my bed. I just want to lay in bed all day, but I have to get up and I go to work. I end up going to work. I can't really concentrate. My boss has a go at me because I'm not concentrating. Then I start worrying that I'm going to lose my job. I go back home after work and I don't really want to talk to my flatmates because I'm worried that if I'm going to lose the job, I won't be able to pay rent and I'm going to put them in a mess, and that's all my fault as well. I end up drinking every night. I take Class A drugs every weekend. And when I'm not doing that, I stare into a piece of glass designed by tech geniuses to make me hate myself. And I just don't know how I'm going to make things get better, Jacob. And I'm just sat there like... And would you like some more alcohol, Dave? Ladies and gentlemen, it's been lovely to perform to you. I've been Jacob Hawley. Thank you very much.